Since many of you were asking, today we are going through my leader key setup. So, what's leader key for those of you who don't know? Leader key is an app which lets you set keyboard shortcuts for URLs, commands, folders, and applications. But it does that similar to Vim. So you can have sequence of keyboard keys instead of just combination of keys. So going forward with the config, we have, so first of all, leader key is command space because it has replaced Spotlight for me, and option space is my raycast. So leader OW opens Vestum. Now I already have Vestum open, so it just took me to Vestum. And leader O, capital P, is for PyCharm, which I rarely use now, but sometimes I need to. Because maybe there's something that I have still not configured in NeoVim. And then inside a group, you can have another group. So this way you can nest things and it becomes a mnemonic. And that's why you don't have to remember too much. Suppose you didn't have this and you could just use combination of keys as shortcuts. Then you will have to, suppose you have 5 different things which start with A. So we'll have command A for one, command option A for another, command shift A for another, and eventually either it will be hard to remember everything or you will forget that which one was which one. But this way I can remember it like, okay, O open, B browser, C Chrome. So leader OBC is Chrome and leader OBS is Safari. So I can hit leader OBS and it's insanely fast. And the problem with doing that with raycast is that if I press S, I don't know if Safari is there or not. Like I cannot set it up in my muscle memory. If I press SA, still not Safari. If I press SF, okay, so SAF is Safari. But what if later I put some other app in this laptop that is also starting with SAF, and now I'm not sure if SAF is the right place where I should press enter. So that's why this deterministic way is better. And now I have leader OBC in my muscle memory for Chrome. And I shouldn't have opened Chrome. Anyway, now we have C for communication, and I can communicate with Slack, Mail, Discord, WhatsApp, Asana. And so if I want to open Discord, because leader OCD is Discord. I don't know, I just find it funny. Okay, and then we have leader OP for Postman, and leader OO for Obsidian, and leader OF for Finder, and leader ON for Numbers. When I set it, I didn't have CSV files preview set up in my NeoVim, so that's why I needed numbers at the time. Okay, next is leader W. So W is everything related to Windows. So leader W capital F is for toggling full screen. Now, how is this working? So everything in raycast. So if I go to maximize, so this is a command to maximize the current window, but everything in raycast has a deep link and I can use that URL to trigger this command. So that's what I'm doing here. So it's a URL and the URL is the deep link. Although it will not work with this window because it cannot be turned into full screen. It's a widget. And then WH is for left half, WL is for right half, and WM is for maximize. None of this will work with this window. So I can show you in some other window. So if I have this and if I make it smaller and then I press leader WM, it will maximize. If I press leader W capital F, it will go to full screen. And let's go back and let's close this. Now these other 4 are for aerospace. So in aerospace, you can join 2 nodes into 1 node. So what I mean by that is if let's just close everything here first. And if I have this and I open 2 more windows and I have them all tiled. Okay. And now I want that the left 2 windows are stacked vertically. So for that, I need to first join these 2. So for that, I can do leader W capital H. So it got joined with the left one. And now these 2 are in one group. Okay. Now going back to leader key settings, I have, so this way I can join with left, right, up and down. So capital HJKL. That's it for aerospace key bindings. Now we have leader C, which opens the clipboard, the raycast clipboard. And we have leader E for raycast extensions. And these are so good. You have leader EJ for JSON format. So if I have, let's get a badly formatted JSON. Maybe if I press give me, it will trigger an action. Okay, let's just forget it. Let's just do a JSON sample. And I will format it badly. Okay, so I have this. And I can go here. Let's open new Vim. And I have this, and then I can select it all, and then I just joined it all so to make it badly formatted. Okay, now if I press leader EJ, it gives me this window, and I can paste that JSON here, and I can press command enter, and now the nicely formatted JSON is in my clipboard. So this is the nicely formatted JSON I had copied earlier. This is the one that I badly formatted, and then this is the one that the extension created. And now if I paste, I have the nicely formatted JSON. Okay, the next is, first let me go and get some JWT token sample. We have this. I hope it is actually decodable. Now if I have copied this and I press leader E capital J, then it decodes the JWT token in my clipboard and shows me the values. Okay. Next is, what is next? Leader D. So leader D is for time. I can press now, and then I can choose any time zone. Or I can press Monday, like it will go to the next Monday, I think. And I can choose any other time zone. Okay. Now we have leader S, which is for Spotify. Now Spotify is an app. It could have been inside leader O, so leader OS, but it had other things as well. So I just said that Spotify should be SO. So leader SO opens it up. And if I play something here, I'll keep the volume low. And if I play something here, where was I? Yeah. Then I have leader SL for the next track. And I just realized if I have the volume low, you will not realize what's happening. Okay, so leader SL is for the next track. Leader SH is for the previous track. Leader S space is for pausing. And what else do we have? Leader SR. Let's go back to there so you can see the effect. Leader SR is to toggle repeat. So it's repeating the same track now. Now it's repeating nothing. And now it's repeating in the context, the track list, I mean. And we have leader SS for shuffle. And if I'm in any other window, and I have leader SF for searching. So I can just search any instrumental or anything, and that will start playing. And then I can stop it with leader S space. So how is this happening? So this is a raycast plugin, which was called Spotify, I think, and all of the actions are here, and all of them have a deep link. And I just mapped those deep links to these key maps. Okay, now I have leader capital S, which is for my raycast snippets. So like this one is for my NeoVim hashtags that I use in my YouTube video descriptions, which are working really well, as you can tell from my millions of views. And we have this. So I tend to type or am I misunderstanding something here a lot. So if I just press miss, and it converts into that. There were more, but that's not the point here. Now we have leader T for toggling, and I can press leader TB for toggling Bluetooth off, leader TB for toggling Bluetooth on because I need my mouse. Come back. Yeah. And we have leader TR for toggling OBS recording. So how is this happening? We have a plugin, the OBS control plugin or something similar, and it had this command which is toggle recording, and I just took its deep link to make this work. Then we have leader TA for toggling aerospace. Sometimes aerospace is interfering with something and I just need to shut it off, so I can use this instead of quitting aerospace. And how is this working? This is a terminal command. So aerospace has this command available that I can use to toggle it. Now I have leader F for finder, and leader FD is for downloads. Leader F capital D is for desktop. Leader FM is for movies folder. Now we have leader K for switching my carabiner profiles. So I have one external profile and one internal profile. So usually I am on my external keyboard, and in that case all the key bindings and the keyboard magic is happening through the external keyboard's configuration. But when I'm using my laptop keyboard, I need to use carabiner for having some key maps that are essential for me, like holding down space becomes shift for me, and tapping caps lock becomes escape, but holding caps lock is control, and things like that. This can be a separate video for just carabiner element setup, so let's not go into that. But one thing to note here is that switching to internal profile, like this command leader KI, it doesn't only switch to internal profile, it also quits mouseless. Mouseless is this app which shows up a grid of 2 letters, and then I can use it to press anywhere. So suppose I want to press on that advanced tab, I can press RN, and then a mini keyboard opens up there and I can press there. So it now goes to advanced tab. You might think that it's pretty slow, but it's really not. And it's faster than taking my hand to the mouse and bringing my hand back from the mouse. But I quit it when I'm using internal keyboard, because then generally using my thumb for the trackpad is faster. Now we have leader X, which is for capturing. Since C was already taken and X gave me a feeling of being captured, I used that for this. So I have leader XT for capturing text. So I can now select anything like this and it will show up in my clipboard. Now, how is this working? So we have an extension called Screen OCR, and it had this deep link. Similarly, I have another Raycast extension which lets me copy my screenshots to clipboard, or basically just take a screenshot and it is directly copied to my clipboard. Now I know that you can do that with the default screen capture utility in MACOS, that is Command Shift 4, but that is not very ergonomic for me, and I prefer sequence of keys rather than combination of keys. So that's that. And now we have the best feature of Raycast, which is Raycast Notes. Now if I press leader NN, this scratch pad appears in front of me. It is fully featured, although I rarely use any of the features. But I can type anything here and then I press escape and it goes away. But I can press leader NT. So NN was for new note and NT is for toggling it. So it brings back the note that I just had here, and it's persistent. If I press if I press Command P, you will see that all my other notes are here. And the good thing about this is that it's floating and it's sticky. So if I go to any other workspace, if I click anywhere, it doesn't go away unless I intentionally make it go away by pressing escape or crossing it out. And I love to have a sticky scratch pad on my screen. It's very useful. And then that's about it, I guess. Yeah. So that was my leader key setup. I know that there are things which I touched upon here which deserve their own separate videos. I'll probably make them in the future. Oh wait, I didn't have this label here. So what are these labels? These labels are just for, wait, it should have been right. Okay, so what are labels? Labels are for when you, although it shouldn't happen because the point of this is to be fast, but in case you forget what was what, you can have these hints. So I know that D is date converter, E is for extensions, and it's a group. I can press E and it gives me these. Okay, that's it.